Good morning. My name is Michelle Albior. I'm a trainer and assessor at AWT, Australia-wide training. Your employer, C. Jones Cafe, have contacted us to provide some training for you. I believe we were told that you've been working at C. Jones Cafe for quite some time now. So we're not going to do full training, but instead we're going to do a partial training just to fill in the gaps of your the skills and your knowledge that you need to apply at your work, in your workplace. Okay. Can you please introduce yourself? What's your job role and how long you've been working at C. Jones Cafe?
My name is Jessica. I've been working for 10 years in C. Jones Cafe. I worked as a cashier, but now I work as a team leader.
Wow, you've been promoted. Congratulations, Jessica.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So just a bit of icebreaker. Can you please tell me 2 things you're good at?
I'm really good at martial arts. I do taekwondo. Yes.
That's good.
And I'm really good at drawing.
Oh, that's amazing, Jessica. Okay. So just the housekeeping, as you're familiar with the workplace, you know where the exits are in case of emergency, the evacuation and the master point. So just down the corridor between left and right, there's an exit, and there's also an exit at the kitchen area. So for breaks or toilet use or use of your phones, if you need to receive a call, just let me know so you can step outside of the room and ensure that your phone is on silent while we're having a discussion. For class conduct or behavior in the classroom, so we have to ensure that respect is will be there at all times and during the session, and the session will run for 30 minutes. That includes training and assessment. So we can start now. So if you can please complete the attendance sheet.
Thank you. Here you go.
Okay, I have printed out some handouts for you. I know I was told that you've got a basic knowledge in computer skills. So for you to be more interested on our training, I made a print out a handout that is a colored one. So you'll find it more interesting.
Oh, thank you.
And also I've got some activity handouts for activities which we're later going to use. So we can use this one later. Do you have any question before we begin?
Yes, I do have a question.
Okay, what is it?
So what you said about my computer skills, they are very basic. So how do you use the internet?
With the internet, I made a handout, a step-by-step procedure of how to use the internet. And I've also put some information here on like seminars or trainings where you can learn more about for your computer skills, improve your computer skills, which you can later on talk to your employer if they can support you with that. Otherwise, after the training, I can show you quickly like using your internet in the workplace, like where to locate the documentation that you need for your work. Okay, so you may look into that after. Okay. So is there any more questions?
Yes, just one more question. I just injured my arm this year, so will I be writing a lot during the whole presentation, and will I be doing a lot of practical or physical activities? I can't do that for over 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So we're not writing much in our training, but we'll do have some practical activity, but it won't take longer than 20 minutes, and you will not have to do any lifting. So I don't think it will be a problem, but otherwise if you have any problems or you're having some pain, just let me know.
Okay, thank you.
So can we begin now? Is there any more question?
No.
Okay. So our training is about participate in safe work practice. The session name is Working Safely at C. Jones Cafe. So the objective of this training program is for you to know how to use safe work practices, apply safe work practices at your work at C. Jones Cafe, how to identify the hazards or dangers and the control risks that you may use to prevent, reduce, or eliminate those hazards and risks, and how to respond, report hazard, incident, and injuries. So it's very important to practice work safety in any work environment. Can you please tell me the reason for that?
It's to protect ourselves and our colleagues from any danger or any injury.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So at C. Jones Cafe, there are various dangers or hazards that you may encounter while you're working that may cause or like result to injury, disease, or at worst death. So it's very important to practice work safe for you and for everyone in the workplace. So in Australia, everyone in a workplace must follow work health and safety laws or occupational health and safety, and it depends on which state you're working or you're living. So in Western Australia, we follow Work Health and Safety Act 2020, which you can get more information by clicking or accessing this link, which you can see as well on your the printout, the handout. Okay. So on that, on the Work Health Safety Act 2020, you can also see the employers and employees obligation. So employers obligation, one of that is to provide a safe and health work place to employee. So having a work system in assessing the risk and manage control them and providing PPE and uniforms. Is there any other employer's obligation that you can add?
The employer has to provide training or supervision to their employees, especially if they're new to the workplace.
Yep. And that's sometimes we call it as an induction or like an orientation training, especially if you're new in the workplace. So the employer also talk about health and safety, which they provide information to employee to report to relevant authority, or if there's any investigation that needs to be done, if there's an incident that happened in the workplace. They also provide workers' compensation insurance. Now with the employer's rights, it's the employer's rights like to expect employees to follow work health safety practices. They also have the rights to hire and dismiss employees as per fair work legislations. And they should also, employees should act also professionally and responsibly at all times. Now with the employees, can you please tell me what are the employees' obligations to the company?
The employees have to wear PPE, which is personal protective equipment.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Also, they need to follow work health safety instructions and practices. They need to ensure that everyone is safe at work, not only the staff working there, but also everyone who's in the workplace, such as, the customers or someone from outside the company who's making some delivery of the stuffs. They should also act professionally and responsibly at all times. As an employee, it's our right to report risk, hazards, and all injuries that's happening in the workplace. So what are our rights as an employee?
They have the right to an environment or a workplace that makes them feel safe and comfortable.
That's right. Anything else?
Just to add on, they must be provided with the PPE.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to
correct. That's right.
Yeah.
So they also have the right to be consulted on safe work practices. We also have the right to say no to unsafe work practices. So we also have the right for workers' compensation, to have a fair and just workplace, and to have trainings on safe work practices such as the use of equipment or about the chemical substances that we might use at the workplace. So not following those legislations by the employer or the employees may result to fines, penalty, or even imprisonment for an individual, or could potentially close a business or to shut down if they don't abide on those work and health and safety legislation. So we're gonna do a bit of activity. So if you can refer to your handout on the same on the screen. Okay, so it's health and safety, who's responsible. So you have it now?
Yep.
Okay, so who has responsibility for this training in the workplace? So just tell me, is it the employer or employee will go through together, okay? So organize safety training.
It's the employer.
Attend safety training.
The employee.
Provide necessary safety equipment.
The employer.
Make sure all equipment is in safe condition.
The employer. Sorry about that. I meant both of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Provide personal protective equipment.
The employer.
Use correct PPE as required.
Both of them.
Provide safety and operational manuals and signages.
The employer.
Yes. Follow workplace procedures.
Both of them.
Yes. Provide proper toilets and lunchrooms.
The employer.
Consider the safety of others. Don't behave in a way that put others at risk.
Both of them.
So don't come to work if you are affected by drugs or alcohol.
Both of them.
Provide training on identifying and dealing with the workplace hazards.
The employer.
Okay. Attend safety meetings.
Both of them.
Contribute ideas about how to make the workplace safer.
Both of them.
Report any hazards or injuries.
Both of them.
Make sure chemicals are stored safely.
Both of them.
Use chemicals according to workplace procedures.
The employee.
That's great. Okay. So next into that, we're going to discuss about the hazards and risk. So all workplace should follow the system on identifying the hazard and removing or lessening the hazard or the risk at the workplace. Now, do you have an idea what is hazard and risk?
A hazard is something that causes any injury or danger to an individual at a workplace.
And even to the property.
Oh, and the property, yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, so we include also injury to people and property. So risk is, what is risk? Do you know what's risk?
Risk is the level or chance of that harm it can cause to people or the property.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, yeah. So employee must know how to identify the hazards and related risks, to apply recommended controls, and to report health and safety concerns in the workplace as they arise. So we have various physical hazards that we might encounter in the workplace. So one of those are physical hazards, such as the wet floor and obstructions in the workplace that could potentially result to like slips, trips, falls, bruises, fractures, dislocation, or at worst, it could be like that. So like with hot surfaces, let's say you're working in the kitchen or have an exposure to hot liquid and steam cooking, it could result like to burns. The potential risk for that is burns and scalds. So for, let's say, sharp knives or broken glass or machinery cutting, what's the potential risk?
You can get cuts from knives.
That's true, and like laceration as well. So with manual handling, that includes like lifting heavy objects, repetitive tasks, awkward posture while you're doing your work. So it might lead as well to musculoskeletal disorders such as damage to the joints, ligaments, and muscles. So other hazards are the chemical hazards. So these are the improper use, storage, and disposal of hazardous chemicals. One example of that is the cleaning materials or some insecticides that you might use, that you may be using at work. So the potential risk for that, like if you inhale that, you can have like respiratory problems, or sometimes if you touch it without using any PPE, it can cause some skin irritations as well. Also as well some splash if you're not wearing goggles. Apart from that, other hazards are the fire and electrical hazards, such as using faulty equipments like exposed to wire or flammable substances. That the potential risk for that is fire, electrical shock, burns, or even death. For workplace violence, such as bullying. So let's say a customer or a staff interaction. So it could, the potential risk for that is like a physical aggression or psychological stress. It could be like a stress or a mental health problems. So with noise, such as using loud equipment, it could like damage our hearing. Okay, so we've got another activity to do. So if we could refer to your handout, please, with the title Identify Hazards.
Yep.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you think of 2 hazards in each of the work areas listed? So this is the work area, and we need to give it examples. So for housekeeping and cleaning, can you please give an example of 2 hazards that you may encounter?
There could be slippery floors or
Yeah.
the use of chemicals.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So so that's a hazard, especially if it's not labeled or it's mixed with with some food substances. Apart from that, also it could be like a manual handling. So like obstruction on the pathway, things like that. Okay. So with kitchen and food service, can you please tell me 2 hazards?
There could be hot objects, like let's say a frying pan, you can burn yourself. And there can be sharp objects like knives, you can get a cut or you can even get skin contamination.
That's correct. Also to add into that, let's say like a greasy floor or a wet floor, yeah. So that's a hazard as well that you might cause like slips or falls. with receiving and storing goods. Can you please give me 2 examples?
There's incorrect manual handling. You can strain your back or so forth. And there's also loud noises.
That's right. Okay. So we'll go to our next topic. If you're good with that. Okay, so we've discussed the hazard and risk, and now we're going to identify what are the controls that we can use to eliminate, reduce, or prevent those hazards in your workplace. Okay, so if you have identified a work hazard that may cause harm, illness, injury, or death, you need to report it to your employer or supervisor. So the applicable control can be applied to fix that hazard. So we've got the hierarchy of controls. So with these pyramids, okay. So for the hazards, let's say example of that, like to eliminate like as in physically remove the hazard. For instance, there's an obstruction on the pathway, and you need to move or transfer the stocks from the receiving to the storage area. So we need to like remove those obstructions, so it won't cause us to tip or having like a fall or something like that. So another one is the substitute. So that means like replacing the hazard. For instance, we're using toxic chemicals, cleaning chemicals that could cause like a respiratory problem or skin irritation. So instead of using a toxic floor cleaning chemicals, we can use like a water-based cleaning chemicals. Isolate, that means to separate the hazard. So can you please give an example of an isolate control?
Maybe you can, like, let's say there's a slippery floor, you can put like a sign that says warning slippery floor. So any warning signs or cautionary signs.
Yeah, especially you can see that in the kitchen, which is right,
Okay.
or like a cleaning in progress. So another one is the engineering engineering controls, which change the equipment. So let's say removing some items or stocks from receiving area, bringing it to the storage room. So instead of doing it manually, we can use the trolley to transfer boxes to storage room. So change work practices, the administrative controls, such as providing training for the staffs on how to use the equipment, instruction for safety use of the equipment. And the last one is use of personal protective equipment to protect the employees while doing their work. Can you give an example of a PPE?
There's gloves.
Yep, that's right, like aprons and goggles. Okay, so after we have applied the controls, and now we need to review and monitor those controls if those controls are effective or not. Okay, so we can see the safety signs in your workplace, okay, such as caution slippery floor, as you have mentioned earlier, like emergency exit, caution hot, fire extinguisher to locate where the fire extinguisher, if there's any hazardous chemicals as well. So if we can refer to a handout as well, again, we've got some activity to do. So safety signs in your workplace. So circle the warning signs you have seen in your work area. So can you please tell me what are the signs that you can see in your workplace?
I've seen all of those signs except for the forklifts in use over there.
This one here?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So most likely we can see this forklift in use if, like in a manufacturing company or a big company, that they need to use this vehicle to transfer a large or a huge stocks in one place to the next place. Okay. So far, do you have any question?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. So report health and safety concerns. So as I mentioned, everyone in the workplace has the right to feel safe in the work environment. Also, we have the responsibility not to cause any harm or injury to anyone in the workplace. We must also report health and safety concerns as they arise. So we should report it like to our employer or an HSR, which is the health and safety representative if you got one in your workplace, and then you can report it as well to your supervisor. So report those hazards and risks as they arise, including the injuries or like incidents as well. So to prevent same incident or problem to happen again. So at your workplace, use some hazard control tool that help to prevent eliminate or to reduce, the hazard. So this is an example of the hazard control tool that you use at St. John's Cafe. So this is used to investigate the hazards as they arise. So the hazard control form is a tool that assists to find solutions or eliminate or reducing the risk that has a potential risk of harm. So for instance, let's say describe the hazard and location. Let's say a wet floor, the wet floor as you've mentioned earlier, okay? So we've seen a wet floor at the kitchen area, okay? So how likely is it that someone will get hurt? So definitely could be like highly from 5 to 4 because it's a, it's a passing area. If no one will see that wet floor or like any spills, it could possibly, hurt someone or even yourself. So how serious would the harm be if there was an incident? So it could be a minor, or sometimes it could lead to a very serious harm. Let's say if they sleep and then they hit their head, something like that, which is at worst, it could be like that as well. So to fix it could be like immediate, what sort of immediate or temporary control what you're going to put, but a permanent control that we should use. Should we fix it immediately, temporary, or should it be permanent? Okay, so next one is example is of the hazard report form. Have you encountered one of these in your workplace?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some activity to do later as well. Incident report form and an injury report form. Okay, so we've got another activity to do. So if you can please pull out on your handout the report health and safety. This one.
Oh,
So you can see on the screen. Got it? Okay.
yeah.
So report your health and safety concerns. So I will organize an activity for you to practice identifying the hazard and reporting any concerns to your supervisor, which this is a bit of a role play, okay? So you're gonna be the staff, and then I'm gonna be the supervisor. So the scenario would be like the kitchen staff has used the sandwich press to make a customer's order, but she forgot to unplug the equipment. So you're about to clean the sandwich press and you have touched the hot surface that caused you to have your burn hand. So your task is to identify the hazard and the potential risk of harm and how you would address that hazard incident if there's any injury that you sustain, and what you're going to do to prevent the same situation to happen again. And then later on you're going to complete some forms. Okay?
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got here, if you could please stand up, Jessica. Okay, so we've got a sandwich press here. Get a sandwich press.
Yeah. Okay.
And we've got some PPE here. Okay, so can you please tell me what you're going to do?
Okay. So I'm planning to use the sandwich press, and to do that, I need to use the PPE. I'm planning to clean the sandwich press, so I'll need to put on my gloves. I'll also need to tie my hair, but I don't have my scrunchie today.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. At least you know what to do.
This is going to take a while, but once I put on my PPE, my protective equipment, I'm going to clean the sandwich press. But then, ow! Okay, so I burned my hand. That's the risk, because the hazard is that the sandwich press, it's really hot. It's a hot object, so I burned my hand. So it seems like, oh, someone forgotten to unplug the plug. So I will need to unplug it from the source. So now it's off.
Yeah.
It's off now. And I will need to put a cautionary sign that says that it's hot, so no one else touches it.
Okay,
So what
purchase
is
this one? So this one, the caution is it. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then?
I'll also need to approach my supervisor, that would be you, to get some first aid.
Okay, that's it? Okay, well done, Jessica. So you know what you're going to do if some incident happen at in your workplace. Okay, can you please back your seat, and we're going to complete some documentations.
Okay.
So I've mentioned you can find this hazard incident report form on your workplace. So if you can't like do it digital looking computer, you can ask someone. Otherwise, I'll show you later. You know how to where to locate those forms. Otherwise, you can use a printout which you have as well in your workplace. Okay. So do you have the forms with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we can start as we have discussed earlier, can you please do the documentation, and then we'll go through with that. Okay.
Okay.
Start. You done?
Yeah.
Okay, now we'll go through the answer. Okay, so for the hazard report, can you please tell me what your answers are?
So I put my name as Jessica and my role as team leader. So I'm from the cafe, and the date is the 6th of October 2025.
Yeah.
So the hazard that happened, I touched the hot sandwich press and I burnt my hand in the process.
Yep.
And the location was the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So the person that I reported to was the supervisor, which is Michelle, that's you, from the admin department.
Okay, that's great. Good job. For the incident report,
So the date is the 6th of October at the time 10 a.m. The location of the incident was in the kitchen, and the incident that happened, I burnt my hand on the hot sandwich press. So there was no damage that happened to the property. This was reported by me, Jessica, the team leader, and I also reported back to the supervisor, which is Michelle.
that's great. Okay, how about the injury report?
I put my name as Jessica, then the address as Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
I also input my phone number and from the department of the cafe, the kitchen, and my role as the team leader. My date of the injury is also the 6th of October at 10 a.m. and it was reported at 10:02 a.m. So the injury happened at the kitchen and I injured my left hand. It was a burn.
Mm-hmm.
And the way in which I was injured, like I said, it was a burnt hand because I touched a hot sandwich press. There were no witnesses. I was the only one there.
Mm-hmm.
And my treatment was given by my supervisor. The action that was taken was I was sent home and I was also sent to the doctor for further treatment. And the person filling the form was me, Jessica.
Okay, so pretty much that's the end of our training. So just a bit of recap. So we have our goals. I think we met our goals. So just for you to know how to use safe work practice at the St. Cafe, how to identify the hazards and risks, and how to use the controls that you can apply for those hazards and risks, how to respond and report incident, injuries, and hazards in your workplace. Okay, do you have any question?
No.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, so now I've got a learner evaluation. So I just need some feedback. If you can please complete this and return it to me once you're done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is this alright?
Just a second. Okay.
Is this alright?
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so you have any question before we end our training?
No.
Did you
Looks
learn
fine.
something for our training?
Yes, I did.
Okay, after this, I'm gonna help you on how to access the internet, and we'll go through with that handout I've given to you to help you, so where you can get the seminars and trainings for computer skills. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you too.